Hello, everybody. So I'm hoping today goes by quick because I didn't write a lot today. My word this morning was stillness. And for somebody who has ants in her pants, that would be me. Stillness is one of those crazy words. Like, I never know what it means. Like, what does it mean? Like, sit still? Like, I heard that a lot in my life. Like, sit down, shut up, sit still. My dad, bionic arm, in church, grandma's house, sit still. Get that. So I looked up the definition, and apparently to sit still means to also, in addition to movement, also not listen to music. And I listen to music all day long. So I thought, all right, well, who knows? We'll do this. So I didn't listen to music today, which it was raining today, so I listened to the rain. That was very peaceful and calming, and I got a lot of work done. So, it was good. It's all good. A little frustrated because I couldn't go to pipe practice tonight because we have one car. We had a deer apocalypse situation with our Jeep, and I don't know anything about mechanics, but the frame's not bent. That's the good part, but whatever other piece it needs has to be done by some kind of shop. I don't know. Whatever it is, costs money. That's what happens at the end. Again, if you have a Rubicon sitting around, this girl will be happy to drive it for you. Or a Wrangler. I'm not choosy. Anyway, so I figured I wrote my blog post in two pieces. I wrote it at the beginning of the day when I got my intention, and I thought, well, I'll write at the end of the day to see how it turned out. So I did remain relatively still throughout the day, and then I don't know. I think people know that you can be lonely in a crowd. And I often feel that way, believe it or not. I am very outgoing, but I always think it's easier to be in front of 500,000 people than it is for me to be in a room with 5 people I don't know. So that is what it is. So I often feel lonely in a crowd. I don't make very many personal close friends. I've had the same friends sort of my whole life that I'm close to. And recently I branched out and I tried to make a close friend that I actually knew all my life. And that didn't work out. So, I don't know. It's just hard for me to get close to people. And then, I think that's probably true for everybody. You kind of get gun shy after a while because, you get close to somebody, it doesn't work out, and you're like, why did I risk that for? So, I mean, it didn't crash and burn or anything. It just, kind of like went away. But, so there was nothing like bad that happened at the end. I do try to relieve myself of most dramatic situations, so there wasn't drama. But, I'm not a phone person. I'm not a bar person. I'm not I don't know. I'm not a person who will go to somebody's house uninvited. I'm not, for as outgoing as I am, that sort of applies to certain kinds of situations, like work situations and education situations, places where I'm expected to kind of be on the stage. And I do really value my private time and my alone time. But when you're asked to sit still, you kind of realize that, nobody's calling me either. I mean, I'm not calling anybody, but nobody's calling me either. Nobody's like, hey, let's hang out. I'm not doing that either. So, I suppose, that street goes two ways. So I'm sure there are people I could call and go hang out with if I did that sort of thing, but I typically don't do that sort of thing. And probably the thing I'm most guilty of is not being a person who calls people. I'm not a caller. I know that sounds terrible. I'm sort of a texter, but not even that really. I'm like an in-person, live and in-person kind of person. So anyway, it was an interesting evening because I took a nap, which was nice because I couldn't go to pipe, so I took a nap, and that was nice. And then I woke up, and then I just was like, like I'm all by myself. I'm all alone, and maybe that's what the stillness was meant to show, that I have to, get used to being by myself. In the woods, when I hike by myself a lot of the time, or I used to before I started the hiking group that I run. And at first, it was very lonely to hike alone. And then I kind of quite liked it. So perhaps Spirit was telling me that, I need to kind of step back and sort of embrace who I am by myself and then see what that feels like. It was pretty lonely. Kind of sucked. So I went on Etsy, and that always cheers me up. And I'm going to watch a movie now with my kid. He's 20 years old and still wants to watch movies with his mom. I think we're watching Columbo. Actually, I don't think it's a movie. I don't know why he has this sudden obsession with Columbo, but that's what we're doing. But anyway, I wanted to follow up my blog post with a video, and I don't have any great answers for how to prevent loneliness. I don't know. I guess, it's kind of like, the emperor's new clothes or whatever. You see yourself naked, and then you have to kind of say, well, this is who I am when nobody else is around, and when I'm sitting still, this is what it is. And, I went through, some card readings and stuff to kind of like, answer, like, what should I do when I feel lonely? And the cards and the stones were like, just accept who you are. This is who you are. And, I don't, I'm not, there were times when I have been like, I should make these major life changes. And even fairly recently. And then like something would happen. I'd be like, oh, phew, thank God I didn't do that. Like I would have like totally train wrecked everything. And then I would have been standing holding this bad decision. So, I think it's just a reminder to kind of like reflect over sort of the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm thinking about, and trying to still myself so that I can accept the path that I'm on, and then I can be more successful on it. So I'm going to take that as the goal for the day, and I'll set my intention for my dreams and see how it goes tomorrow. So I wish all of you well. I wish all of you the best in light and love. Be well. Bye-bye.